usage rate for cellular devices in school by students is on the rise. It's distracting students from doing their work and causing their grades to drop.
What are you doing? You have your cell phone out. You gotta put this away. No, put your cell phone away. You're taking a pop quiz.
What kind of punishment?
Maddie, Sadie, y'all can't have your cell phones out during your pop quiz.
Cell phones affect students at home too. How often do you study?
Not nearly enough.
How often do you use your phone?
Like 3 to 4 hours a day, probably.
And how much of that time are you using your time wasting out?
Probably like 90% of it.
There's the problem. How has using electronics affected you in school?
It's kind of, you know, because of video games in school, I'm failing my pre-calculus because I don't do any of the homework and I don't study. I spend most of my time just playing video games and texting. So I guess it hasn't really helped me at all.
However, some teachers are in favor of using cellular devices in class. How do you feel about cell phones being used in school?
I am in support of using cell phones, and the reason why is because this is the 21st century. It's no longer the 18th century. People run their businesses from using cell phones, and it's a way to bring the world to your classroom. I think that using cell phones is a great opportunity to add more to a curriculum for a teacher. I think that there's a lot of opportunities to use cell phones in class besides, you know, just for the social aspect of it. You know, again, just going back to how cell phones have revolutionized society, there are people who run their businesses, and you know, besides using a textbook, a cell phone can bring a lot more information into the classroom for a teacher during lectures. Like, for instance, I have kids who ask me questions sometimes, and if I don't know the answer to that question, you know, we can go beyond a textbook and use cell phones to go get that information and add to our lectures and stuff. So for me, I think cell phones, we're missing a great opportunity to utilize them. As long as teachers understand how to govern them in your classroom and you know how to police kids with them, I think it's something that can be done and can be you know, useful to your curriculum.
94.8% of students admitted to using their cell phones during class at some time. That's the scoop, Plant High School.